Hi, do you love your wife, Doug? I rolled my eyes. Did this short, balding, lazy-tongued asshole really think that appealing to my affection for my wife would convince me to buy his fucking insurance? Taking a big sip of bourbon, at least the asshole had the decency to order from the top shelf. I remembered my promise to my buddy Tony. He hounded me, telling me that I really need to talk to this guy. Tony wasn't the type to fall for such tricks, and neither was I. He insisted it was important. So here I was. I'd heard the bistro at this hotel was good. The free lunch was exactly what I expected. The conversation was cordial. Sports, the market, a few delicate steps around politics. As the waiter took the plates away, Dennis hit me with his pitch. Okay, I've decided I'm going with you for Tony's sake. Of course I love my wife. No, Doug, I mean, do you love Susie? My attention has suddenly been sharpened. How do you know my wife's name? I didn't remember that tidbit coming up in our conversation. He placed the hotel keycard still in its wrapping on the table. There was no emotion on his face. This is the key to the room where I'm going to sleep with your wife tonight. What kind of shit are you trying to pull? I demanded. My face was on fire. Look, I appreciate the lunch, Dennis, but I think you've overstepped. He smirked. I bet she was hot as fireworks when she got you into bed the day before yesterday. My body twitched and stopped. How do you know about that? It was the best sex we'd had in years. Was she wearing that thong from Yvette? You know, the ones with the black lace and the matching print? Oh my God, I whispered. She showed them to me the day before yesterday, Dennis said. She was going to go upstairs, but I made her wait until tonight. She must have gotten turned on. No. I bet you thought she was making up for the fight you had on Monday. You know, the one where you said you had to work late. I don't think you knew she smelled perfume when you got home. Even more so, she resented you saying she was just being bitchy that time of the month. My heart dropped. That bastard was spending time with Susie, a lot of time. She told him all about us. How could she fall in love with such a short, balding old fart? She warned you why she'd be busy tonight, didn't she? Business dinner, little neighborhoods, with 2 new clients. That's what she said. That's why she arranged a babysitter when she found out I was working late. Shit. Maybe I could stop it right now. I was bigger and younger than him. I could lure him into the garage and beat the shit out of him. As I assessed him, I noticed his stocky build. Muscles bulged out of the sleeves of his Hawaiian shirt. No, that's not going to work. Could I interrupt Susie? Beg her not to go out with him? Will she stop if I threaten divorce? She'll get the kids and half of everything I had. After we break up, she can have him in our bed any time she wants. That asshole was going to have my Susie, and I couldn't do a damn thing about it. Please, Dennis, I begged. The only option I had left. Please don't. The waiter brought the bill. Dennis put his credit card on the tray. She was easy to deal with, he said. He just wanted some attention. How long has it been since you pined for her? What do you mean? We talk all the time. Dennis shook his head, smirking at me. But are you pining? Or are you just nodding and thinking about what's waiting for you at work? He couldn't have known about that, couldn't he? How long has it been since you sent her flowers, Doug? You know she likes pink noses. How long has it been since you took your wife to lunch instead of your secretary? If you'd stopped by her place just once, you might have seen the pink napkins I bought for her desk last week. Oh, shit. How long has that son of a bitch been working on her? When was the last time you made her feel like a woman and not just a mom and a housekeeper? When was the last time you told her how much you needed her? The guilt was tearing at my heart. It was my fault. Now I was terrified that it was too late. He leaned forward. His eyes narrowed. Once I get my hands on your sweet Susie, she'll never be yours again. Every time she has sex with you, she'll remember me. What do you want? Anything. I'll give you anything. Just please don't do this. He paused, looking across the table at me, bringing the glass to his lips to take a long, slow sip. I want 3 things, he said, raising 3 fingers. I gulped. He had me by the balls. Did he really expect me to do something perverted? Let me blow him instead of my wife? It didn't matter. Whatever it took to keep him away from Susie, I figured I'd do it. First, you're going to stop sleeping with Katie. We're not... Stop, he said loudly, causing the people around us to look around. He wagged a short, fat finger at me. You know what I mean, Doug? Enough. Your secretary is out of the game. All right, it's done, I agreed. What else? Your lovely wife will be in the lobby at 6:30 sharp. You know how she is about being on time. I'll be there at 7:35. You have 5 minutes to change your wife's mind." "Oh, God," I whispered. Tears misted my eyes. I wiped them away with the back of my sleeve. "Okay, 5 minutes, Doug. Make your best move. If you can't, then it's my turn. I gotta tell you, Susie's been looking forward to me for a long time. 5 minutes. Shit, how do I do it?" "Flowers, of course. No, one flower. I need to listen to her like he said. I really ignored her, didn't I? The job was terrible, but I made it worse. 5 fucking minutes. Shit." I didn't notice Dennis stand up. He looked down at me intently. "Good job, Doug. You're going to need this." He turned and strode away. He was already out the door before I remembered. What was the third thing? It was then that I saw the key card he'd left on the desk. The room number was listed on the packet. I smiled. Dennis. She's so pretty sitting there alone. The elegant champagne-colored dress accentuates the highlights in her brown hair. She glances anxiously at her watch. It's 7:29. I almost hope he changes his mind. Few things are more satisfying than taking a woman like her away from one of those stupid, self-centered jerks who gave up on his neglected wife. Wait a minute. Here he comes. He looks gorgeous in that suit. There's a rose, just one. Nice touch. Does he have what it takes to pull this off? Or is this goodbye? After doing this so many times, I'm never really sure how it will turn out. She sees him. Concerned eyes quickly scour the room. Well, where am I? Her terror is painful to watch. Even from my hiding place at the bar, I can see tears glistening in her eyes. She's been caught. She thinks the marriage is over. We'll see. Maybe it is. She leans in to kiss her. She looks confused as he gives her a flower, then sits down and takes her hand across the table. He talks to her. Her hand flies up to her mouth. I think he just apologized. Good for you, boy? She reaches for both of his hands, clinging to them with all her might. She nods in response to his question. One word appears on her smiling lips. Yes. There are tears on her face, and hope and love. The waiter appears. Their conversation is brief, only a few seconds. The waiter tucks the order book into his apron and leaves with a shrug. The two of them get up from the table and embrace each other. Their kiss is long and loving. Hand in hand, they walk out and turn to the elevators. Well, looks like they'll have something to do in their room tonight. And I have a date with Rosie and her sisters. Can't say I'm too disappointed. It's a win-win. It'll be pretty damn great sex, but it's better this way. I raise my glass to their long marriage. I'll wait a few weeks before I contact Doug to see how it all worked out. The next time I go back to my joke to ask him if he loves his wife, his answer will be very different. He'll be grateful. He'll happily sign up for insurance. I bet he chooses his behavior for life. As usual, he'll get a discount if he agrees to give me a personal referral, just like his friend Tony did.